What's up, everybody? I'm gonna try to make this brief, but there's a lot to touch on. I wanna address what I'm trying to do with this women's self-defense thing and where I'm at with this. Basically, there has to be a better answer than what we're giving women on how to defend themselves, right? There has to be something more than just, oh yeah, go sign up for a couple of kickboxing classes. That's not the answer. I've had women say that to me. Like, oh, just take some kickboxing. Like, it's a start. It's gonna help, yes, but it's not complete. It doesn't cover most of the situations that you need to worry about. You know, you have to put yourself in different situations. You have to worry about not just if a guy grabs you in the street, you know, like, and that's the other problem. It's either gonna be situations where somebody is grabbing you and it's already too late. If you're already at the point where you're choking against the wall and you did nothing to prevent that from happening, your art is incomplete. You're not supposed to wait till a man who's bigger, stronger, has a firm grip on you, and then you do some crazy twisted holds and Aikido nonsense. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I've seen Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu videos where, like, guy grabs the purse and she does a hip toss and then arm bars him, he taps, and then she just gets up. I'm like, really? You didn't incapacitate him. There's not much tapping out that's gonna happen in that situation. Maybe you wrench his arm hard enough that it's gonna hurt, but it's just not gonna look that way, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't incapacitate him, so he taps, and then he gets up, and then she gets up, and I'm like, okay, so the fight continues, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to test these things also. We're also not thinking about situations at home. Where are women most likely gonna be harmed? Domestically, in a lot of cases, unfortunately. There's so many domestic violence situations, bad dates, things that happen indoors in different situations that we don't even think about. And you gotta put yourself in a woman's shoes also. Like, I've been in so many different martial arts schools, and the men to women ratio is small, and then the small women that are there a lot of times have to deal with all these dudes, you know, sometimes hitting on them, and it can be awkward for them. So we can't just tell women, like, all right, you got to spend hundreds of dollars to go to all these classes, and maybe in some of those classes you'll pick out some things that'll stay with you. It just seems crazy to me. Like, there has to be a way to trim all the fat and focus on exactly the things that you need in the street without all the filler and like, even jiu-jitsu class, right? How many Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes start with just like, all right, we're already on the ground and we're already in this like specific position. I've taken a few classes under a black belt, and it took a while before I could even put anything together, because a lot of times you don't get the whole picture. You just, class starts and you're like, all right guys, we're gonna start on our backs. Like, I get it, like that can be useful in a specific situation after tons of training and you could apply it, but like, why should women have to spend all this money and go through all these classes and deal with all these dudes and be better at it than men to just defend themselves? And when, you know, we're not talking about sparring, ring sports, competition, like literally just to defend yourself, you know what I'm saying? So that's where my head's at. I'm like, there has to be a better answer. So I'm literally trying to figure it out myself by doing these things and creating these videos. If you've been watching my videos with Kim, the stuff that I'm doing with her, I actually tested on my niece, my little niece who's turning 17, who's 17, turning 18 now. But she's young, I didn't want to post that in line, but I've tried it with her. I've done the whole pressure testing and showing her how to punch and acting like I'm trying to rob her, and she did very well. She did very well. She kept me away, she gave me a couple of good knees. So I think I'm kind of onto something here. I'm trying to figure out a way to just trim the fat, not train all these crazy, useless trapping techniques and whatever that are not gonna get used. I'm just trying to focus on the nervous system training, the reaction training, and then from there, we'll kind of see what comes from it, you know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at, you know? I know women's self-defense is a joke, but it shouldn't be anymore. That's my point, it shouldn't be anymore. And the answer shouldn't just be, take more steps and be better than men. That's too much to ask. You know, you're not gonna tell out to your daughter, sister, mother, wife, whatever. Like, we need to find a better answer, and that's where I'm at. So, sound off in the comments, let me know what you think. Give me some ideas. This is all experimentation that I'm doing. You know, this is an official thing, but so far I feel like it's working. So anyway, holla at me. Later.